Good morning, good morning. What is up, everybody? I'm excited. Marmalade here with you. And I'm on the PCT, as you know, by the hat. And you can tell I'm excited. I haven't been on the PCT since I got off, we're at Cascade Locks in the middle of August. Today is October 11th, 2022. Happens to be a Tuesday, and I had a couple of days off. And the weather lined up pretty well, I think, for a couple days. So what I'm doing is I'm near Big Bear Lake. Specifically, I got on trail at mile 266. It's where the trail comes out to the 18 highway and people hitching to town to get a resupply and rest and all that. So I'm a little out of breath. I'm at about 6,800 feet. When I get to camp, it'll be about 7,600. That's only 800 feet, but there's a bunch of ups and downs in between. So we'll figure out how much elevation I did today, but it's not gonna be a lot. Kind of medium for the PCT. But I plan on just doing 10 miles out to mile 255 point something to something called, I can't say it right, Arrestre Campground. Arrestre, I'll put it right here. But it's a kind of more formal campsite for being on the trail. I've only done this section once. It was on my thru hike in 2019. And came from Cabazon, 70, 80 miles all the way to Big Bear with shin splints. That was lovely. But I remember walking through this campsite going, holy smokes, that's the nicest non-public campground I've ever seen on the trail. So we're gonna stay there. Has a fire pit, may do a fire, like a metal formal fire pit. There's a picnic bench there, so an actual bench. So looking forward to that. So the one main issue out here that I had to think about when picking a spot to come out for hiking is that we're in the high desert. So it's a forest, but it's a high desert, very dry, as you can kind of tell. And there hasn't been water flowing. It's October, it's probably February, March. And when I looked on the Far Out app, there's a bunch of seasonal streams right before my campsite going southbound. I failed to say that I'm going southbound. And all of them are dried up. And there has been no more comments since June because the last lingering PCT hikers that use this app come through in June, and even then it's too hot. But then somebody thankfully left a comment about 3 weeks ago, and then there was one about a week ago about a spring that's 7/10 from my campsite. So I have water, I have 2.5 liters to carry me for the 10 miles, but I'll be able to get some water at 7/10 from camp. I've got the last couple miles is 800 feet up to camp. So I get to come downhill tomorrow, but and like I said, 7/10 before camp is water. So I'll have water, I'll get some for tonight and then get some in the morning for the walk back. But it's very pretty. Look at the clouds. So the weather report says that we have a highs both days. By the way, I started at 10 a.m. It was 53 degrees. It's gonna be 64 both days and only down to 47 at night. But there is a chance of rain today. A 30 to 40% chance, only midday. So like I'm hiking from 10. I don't have a long ways to go, only 10 miles. So I'll probably get there mid-afternoon, early afternoon. I'm not gonna go fast today. I'm just gonna enjoy it. But yesterday it rained here at the same time. And I was looking on my app and it was raining for a few hours. I have no idea how hard or any of that kind of stuff, but it did rain. So we'll see. As we all know, mountains create their own weather. So I have a pack cover and I have my rain jacket. So we'll see what happens, but I would love to have a fire tonight if it doesn't rain and gets everything wet, all the wood wet. And I don't even know if there's wood by the camp, but I'm gonna try. And that's it. I'm excited to be out here. And it's kind of neat to do a section that I've never done just the one time. But that's it, enough rambling. I hope you enjoy this. I'm excited. Oh, the last thing is I have the new iPhone 14. I filmed a couple of my talking videos with it. And one, that silent video where I just had sound and no music or talking. But this is my first backpacking trip with it. So this is kind of a measure to see how this thing does. I'm using the cinematic mode right now, which is super cool. It focuses on me and it kind of blurs in the background. Isn't that cool? So it's gonna make my intros really nice. And we'll see what this camera can do. Let me know at the end of the video if you saw a step up. It's also got a mode for when, especially hiking, you know how we're bouncy. It's like a stabilization mode you can hit. I probably should, I don't know if I can do it facing me, but I'm gonna try it someday. But let me know if you see a big difference in my old videos and the new one. So that's it. All right, see you down the trail. All right, guys, taking my first break. I've gone 3.6 miles in an hour and a half, so pretty good. Terrain has been very gentle, probably a little more uphill than downhill. I wanted to show you a couple of things. I found a shady spot here. I brought two luxury items. The one I'm going to show you now, and one at camp, but one is my Helinox chair. You see that? Yep, it weighs 1 pound and it's glorious. And the other thing is, well, a couple more things. Look at that view I have. I don't know if you can see that or not. Zoom in a little bit. Pretty amazing. Looking kind of northeast. And then lastly is my snacks today. I thought I'd show you. I don't usually show a lot of this, but you got a beef stick, some mixed nuts there. I like these little packs of peanut butter. One of these energy things by Goo. The pistachios are kind of like spicy, I guess. And then these are really good. These Solies. This is half of an organic pineapple smashed in this little thing. I always joke, I think it's been run over back and forth by a car, so it gets it that thin. But look how thin it is. That's a half a pineapple. And they're actually very good, just fresh pineapple. Great to have some fruit on trail. But yeah, I'm going to eat, because I'm only going 10 miles and I'm not going far, I'm doing this break purposely after about 3.5 miles. I'll do another one, another three or 4 miles. The next stop will be water 7 times before camp, and then we'll be at camp. So it's been rather cruisy. I can tell I'm not in hiking shape, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm the only one out here so far. I saw some people right by where the car was, and that's it. Just kind of checking things out, but I'm hoping I'm the only one out here for the next 2 days, but we will see. All right, leave me alone for a minute. I'm going to eat my snack. Well, there's some unexpected water. That's great. I know it rained yesterday, like I said, so maybe, so we have extra water if we need it. Perfect. Well, the rain's coming down now, so should only last an hour or two. We'll see. I think I'm only about 2.5 miles from camp, so I was gonna take a second break, but I think I'm gonna keep going. I've also encountered 2 large groups of kids with adult leaders, and they're coming from a local kind of youth camp thing. So they've slowed me down too. Can you hear that? It's actually hailing right now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, okay. And I'm climbing. Okay, I can hear the spring. Look at that, guys. That's good flow. Let's get some of this. Okay, we made it. Let's find a good flat spot for my tent. See, there's plenty of wood. Maybe we'll do a fire, you guys. All right. There's a trail going up there by that post, but I don't know where, but I think it's gonna have to be down here tonight. This one spot doesn't look bad at all. Right here. I think that's gonna be it. It's big enough. And I got a bench here. Looks a little suspect, but I'm grateful for it. And a ton of wood here, a ton of wood. All right, let's get set up. Okay, not a bad pitch for the spot. And it's not as slopey as I thought it was gonna be, but let's show it to you. Not bad. Put my head on this end, feet on this end. That left back corner's a little low, so it makes the pitch a little funky, but it's a good spot. No witter makers that I can see, so that's good. I'm gonna eat my snacks that I didn't get to eat on my second break. I'm also charging up my phone and just relaxing. I actually have 2 bars of service here. Okay, earlier I told you I brought 2 luxury items. One was this chair, which I'm going to set up in a minute, so I'm going to go sit by the fire. The other one was my Kindle. I would not normally bring that. It doesn't weigh much. It's not very big. You can see the size of my hand. But yeah, I've been reading a book online, so look forward to doing that. I'm going to sit here, and I'm not sure. I might eat now. It's 4 o'clock. It gets pretty cold about 6:30. It's going to get dark. I can still see at 6:30, but I can get in the tent later and watch some Netflix and stuff. That I saved a couple of movies, but I may eat now so I can just chill by the fire and just crash. It's sometimes hard to eat dinner when it's really cold, so I might do that now. It's very nice right now. It's probably between 55 and 60, but not much wind at all. Maybe 1 or 2 mile an hour breeze. But yeah, I'm gonna go sit by the fire maybe and eat my dinner. Okay, here's what I'm having for dinner. It's by Alpine Air, and it is grilled chicken jambalaya. And I'm gonna attempt to put some sriracha in it too, but it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, this was given to me, so I thought, well, might as well try it. All right, let's try it without the hot sauce first. Cooked for about 10-12 minutes. I'm hungry. I hiked 10 miles a day. See how this is. It's always amazing how much water it absorbs. Not bad. About 80% cooked. Yeah, it's actually spicy. I'm not going to put any hot sauce in it. I'm glad I tested it first. Woo. Jambalaya, baby. Well, guys, it's only 5:08, but I am in my tent, as you can see. I'm not in the quilt yet, but can you hear that? I had a feeling it was going to rain. So it was really supposed to clear by now, but I don't care. I'm in the tent. And honestly, you guys, I was just telling a friend this today that you won't believe this. I've had this tent 2 years, hundreds and hundreds of nights in it, and I've never had a good strong rain. This year on the PCT, I was like 3 miles from Echo Lake, and it sprinkled right when I was getting up, and everything was wet, but it wasn't raining hard. But I've never even seen what this tent can do in the rain, because I live in Southern California, where it generally doesn't rain much. So I actually welcome some rain here. I'm on a slope, so I won't have a puddling here if it were to rain a lot, but there are some dark clouds. But I'm going to watch a little Netflix, and for dessert, I have some Chip Ahoy cookies. Chip Ahoy, baby. And if I can eat them, some peanut M&Ms. That's my dessert, and it's only 5, like I said, so I have another hour and a half of light. So I'm gonna relax. That's why I'm here. I'm not through hiking, so that's all I got for you. I'll check back in later if I have time, but if not, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, good morning. Had a wonderful night last night. Day 2 of my 2-day quick turnaround trip. It's gonna be a nice 10 miles each way, so 20 miles total for about a little over 24 hours, but not bad. But what can I tell you? That spring you just saw, thankfully it's out here because there's no, everything else is dry. Except for one creek that I'll see up here that it was very unexpected. But had a good night last night, as you saw when I went to bed. It was sprinkling. It just sprinkled lightly for about an hour and then it stopped. So it didn't rain all night as predicted and on the weather report. But I will say one thing, it was supposed to only be about 47 or 48 last night. It got down to 39. So that's why I'm wearing my jacket. If you guys know anything about me, I run warm. So I don't really wear a lot of jackets and clothes. I bring them, but I don't wear them a lot unless it's really cold. And it's cold right now. It's probably around 40 right now. So my hands are frozen from getting water. So that's always lovely in the morning. Okay, the plan is simple to go back. I'll try to show you different views. You know, it's always looks completely different when you go back the other direction. So I'll try to show you different things on the way back. It's supposed to be clear. There's not a cloud in the sky right now. And about 64 or 5, so the same as yesterday. But until that sun hits me, it's gonna be kind of chilly this morning. Lastly, I was gonna say, I showed you this morning in the little clip that I tried a breakfast skillet that somebody gave me. Sorry, my mouth's frozen. It's kind of cold out here. And it was horrible. So I don't know what Mountain House and all those guys are doing, but that's why I don't eat those things. I ate 2 bites, couldn't eat the rest of it. So I had a beef stick for breakfast. So that's always lovely, but being on trail so much, I'm used to it. Put in some mud here. So, yeah, I'm not gonna eat those breakfasts anymore. That one gave to me, I'd never buy them anyway, but yeah, let's get through this mud real quick here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Kind of where it's the downhill part of where that spring comes from, so it's a little muddy right there. But anyway, it's gonna be a beautiful day. I started early at 6:41, so my old habits never die. I'm an early riser by nature every day in my life, but on trail, the thing is I don't sleep a lot. I only really need about 6 or 7 hours. The problem is on trail, it's cold and it's dark by 7 or 8, depending on the time of year. And I watched a little Netflix, but I actually dozed off for a bit, so I just went to bed. So by the time it gets to be 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I'm antsy to get going. So it helps me being older, being able to get miles in, having more hours of the day to enjoy the trail during the day. So it gives me more time to take breaks if I want, or swim, or whatever I want. So, all right, let's get it on and see how the day goes. All right, I didn't show you this yesterday, but this is a nightmare to get by. We're kind of road walking here. And I can't really show you all the way without falling in, but there's a second one up there. You can kind of see. And there's nowhere to go around. It looks like there is, but there isn't. So yesterday what I didn't tell you was I tore a big hole in my rain jacket I've had for a couple of years because I was skirting on the left side, kind of on this side. You can't see it. But when you go through there, you have to smash your body up against stickers and old sticks and bushes and trees and stuff. And before I knew it, yeah, when I was balancing, trying not to fall in the water, I heard a big tear and it was in my rain jacket. Honestly, I have my gear dialed in except for my rain jacket. I've been wanting to trade out for a while, so I think I know what I want. So maybe in a weird way, it's the universe telling me time to get a new rain jacket. But Yeah, that wasn't very fun, but let's get past this real quick so we can get some open trail. Hey guys, just taking my one break for the day. I've made good progress. I've made it 6.43 miles from camp, and I have 3.5 to the car. And I'm in the exact same place that I was yesterday. It's such an epic place. Look at this view. I'm going to show it to you one more time, a little better today than I showed you yesterday. And while I'm eating my snacks, I thought I'd tell you two stories. I forgot to tell you one yesterday. The first, I'm at, coming southbound, I was, 3.5 miles into my hike yesterday. I started seeing footprints in the ground. There'd been some rain here, so they were a little bit washed away, but I want to study the footprints more, but I know I saw a mountain lion print, and I also saw a large dog, and I saw a third one that was kind of like a mountain lion, but it looked like maybe a bobcat. The dog was going the same direction as me, but thankfully the other two, especially the only one I mainly care about is the mountain lion, was going northbound the opposite way. So it was a little bit eerie though, you know, because there are a few mountain lions out here in the desert, but I kept going southbound and then turn around because you can see the trail pretty far away from out here most of the time. So I kept just kind of looking to make sure I wasn't being followed, but it's a little bit eerie. I haven't seen that many mountain lion footprints on trail, but yeah, so that was the first thing. I'm going to actually study the footprints more, so I should know more so that I know what I'm looking at when I'm out here. The second one was really interesting. I actually thought it was a couple, and probably in their late 20s, and I was coming southbound. I was going north, and they're going south, and they had full backpacks on, light packs like mine. And I said, "Hey, how far are you going?" We're going to Mexico. And I was shocked because it's October 12th and it's my first thru hikers. They're southbounding. So I'm very impressed they're here this early. Usually you see them in November and December. They have to kind of hustle to get through the Sierras before October 1st. So they have to do that usually, or they can't make it the rest of the way. And then there's fires and closures and things. So maybe they got pretty far ahead because they had to skip sections, but they were really nice. Here's a picture of them. And honestly, I don't know their names. I asked for trail names, and they've been hiking alone almost the entire time, so they haven't been given a trail name by anybody. So they were kind of laughing about it. And so I introduced myself as Marmalade, and I gave them some intel on water coming up, and they want to know what the rest of the desert was like going south. And man, they only have 260 miles to go. So I told them what to expect and where the water was and some of the water caches, things like that. So I helped them out some. And, you know, I hike down, as you guys know, down in San Diego a lot. So I'm hoping I see them down there. But they're a really nice couple. So that was really interesting to see southbound. They said, I asked them if they were the first ones. They said, no, there's a couple of single hikers that are ahead of them, but most of them are behind them. So, you know, I don't think I'll see any more today, most likely. But it's really kind of cool to see them coming through. But that's it for now. I'm going to eat my snacks. Let me show you my snacks real quick. So my snacks are kind of similar from yesterday. I like these. You can get them I got them at Walmart. They have almond butter or peanut butter, and then you get jelly with them, and you fold them in half and then squirt them out together and kind of have peanut butter and jelly together. This is one of my things I left from Trader Joe's. Pistachios they're real cheap at dollar store. This was what I had for breakfast. That's all I've had today is a beef stick, and then I got some peanut butter. So I'm gonna eat about half of this and then get going. I only have 3.5 miles, and it is about, what time is it right now? It is 9:50, so I'm doing really well. I started at 10 yesterday, so I'll probably get done about, I guessed about, I don't know, 11:30 or so, and I still have a 3-hour drive home, so I wanted to get to my car and get home at a decent hour before the traffic gets too bad in Riverside and LA.